Welcome. This is the Parks and Recreation Commission's committee meeting. We're going to start with roll call. So we have Natalie, how do you say your last name? Sorry, Natalia Artagna is present. Jacqueline Damiano present.
Adriana Boreal filling in for Michael Hinojosa.
I'll get it right next time, I promise. Lily Martinez.
Present.
Shannon Bianchi.
Present.
Nicholas
Govain, present.
Govain present, and Wilson Correa is on his way. All right, so we're going to start with opening statements. Do we have any opening statements? No? Okay. And then we're going to move into approval of the prior minutes that were passed out in the packet that you guys received, if everyone's in agreement with them.
Yes.
Yes.
And then we're going to move into the correspondence. No correspondence? Okay. And then we're going to go into nomination for our secretary. I'd like to nominate Shannon, if there's anybody who seconds that.
I'll second it.
I second it.
Okay, we're in agreement?
second
Perfect. We're all in agreement. Shannon, welcome as secretary.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And then we're going to go into the next one, which is the update of the Parks and Open Space Master List, which was provided for us. Is there anybody who'd like to touch on this?
Sure, thanks, Jacqueline. So I was able to do some scouting on the revere.org website. And what you have before you here, it says Parks and Open Space Inventory. This comes from the Revere Open Space and Recreation Plan, the most recent one. And it's on, they started on their page 80, and it runs for a few pages, and there's quite an extensive list of all the different city-owned, public-owned, and privately owned parks and open space areas throughout the city. It kind of gives an interesting feedback. You could see, it gives the owner, manager, current use, condition, recreation potential. It shows where the funds are used for each parcel. It gives the zoning district, level of protection, and public access. It also gives the acreage for each parcel. Just something for the commission to refer to moving forward. And the last few pages, I think, last 3 or 4 pages of it, starting on page 89 to 91, kind of gives an explanation of what we're looking at. So we could take that home and digest it. Also, Jacqueline, if, with the handout, this now becomes part of a record, part of our permanent record. And moving forward, whenever we have something like this that we'd like to put in our record, I think we could do that by putting it simply on the website. So we have a section of, the Revere website for Parks and Rec Commission. And I believe it would be a nice place to put these various things in PDF form. And so if you would like, I could make this into a PDF and send it up the chain and do what I can to get them to amend the website and put this on.
That'd
so
be
that
great.
It becomes a part of the permanent record.
Yeah, that'd be great for us. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do.
All right. And Andrea, for Parks and Recs, all the ones that have it, those are all facilities that you guys utilize?
Yeah, so these are gonna be, you're gonna see them May 1st actually in our summer flyer. They're in the back of the booklet. Minus, I included the community center at the Garfield School and Haas Health Wellness Center. That's not in the summer flyer, but these are the main parks that are utilized for like our summer activities, sports camp, summer camp, and programs like that. So these are more of the ones that we kind of have entertainment, so we highlight them in the summer flyer, but the one that's in the booklet definitely has like all open spaces and stuff, so that might be a better one to upload, but I can provide this one as well if you wanted to upload it.
It'd be nice to have both, yeah.
Sure.
Thank you. All right. And then we're going to go into the discussion of the website, social media, and other communications. I know this is something we talked about at the last meeting, and getting more, you guys were looking to get more input from parents and stuff like that. Maybe you can touch base on like what kind of surveys you guys did in the past?
So we sent out a survey to families saying, how can we get in more contact with you guys? The number one thing that we got was communication when going into schools. So we have been working with the liaisons in the school department. They've been having coffee hour, I think it's like once a month, in the, sorry, not the fitness liaison, the school liaisons have been reaching out. We've been sending them all flyers of things that we have going on. And on the last Monday of every month, we've been attending the Paul Revere schools having an open gym type situation from 3 to 3:45 that welcomes parents and kids to come in and utilize things in the gym. And they also invited us as partners, so we went there last month. They started in January, but both of them were snow days, so we missed out on those two. But last month was our first one, and we were able to bring our summer camp flyer, our skills and drills program. So now that we have the summer flyer, almost 95% done, we'll be able to put that as a resource, and just being in contact with as many people within the school department that we can just kind of be invited to things as vendors and hand it out, so. Yeah.
And what kind of, for the summer flyer, like what kind of things are you guys looking to do for?
Yeah, so we have our, I think this summer is where the 4th of July falls. It will be our longest week for the 4th of July week. So we have 7 weeks of summer camp, 4 weeks of sports camp. We have our summer basketball program that's down the stadium 6 nights a week with over 300 kids starting from 2nd grade to college. We have tennis camp, art camp, free entertainment in the park, including like moon bounce, shows in the park, free barbecue, princess coming to read a story, and then they get a free book at the end if they sit there for it, Friday field trips. We actually just got our brand new screen delivered today that will amplify our movie night. We got a grant for it, so it's wonderful. We'll be able to start the movies earlier, hopefully get the little ones before they have to go to bed. So we're really excited for that addition. And then just our summer staples, like our 4th of July event, end of the year color party, and programs like that.
Thank you. And then as far as like promoting it for like the people, like the communication, because I've had a few people reach out with the same concerns of like, you know, it's really hard to get the information, especially from like Community Pass. They said it's very difficult to navigate and has little to no information. Are you guys going to be using Community Pass, or you guys have other sources now?
So I have been on about 7 calls over the last 2 weeks where we are demoing different software. We do not like Community Pass just as much as the residents. If there is a problem, it's impossible for support to get any support at all. So we are on the hunt of changing our software. Unfortunately, the turnaround time to change it before the summer will be nearly impossible. So we will have to stick with Community Pass for the summer, but by September, our contract is up with Community Pass, and we're trying to work with a software company that I think that we're gonna go to, I'm not 100% sure, they're gonna help with the onboarding, so people won't have to go and create new accounts. They'll take what we have from Community Pass and just switch it over. That will help alleviate, I hope, some of the frustration with people, because we are just as frustrated as them. But what I try to tell people, and I would love for you to pass the message along, if they get stuck with Community Pass, we're in the office 8 to 5, Monday through Thursday, and Friday we're there till 12:15. Have them call. As long as they have an account, we can do it right over the phone and help them.
That's good to know. Does anybody else have any questions in regards to the website, social media, or other communications?
Sorry, yeah, just a quick question. What other software are we looking at right now? Like,
Sure, so we met with ActiveNet, we have met with RecDesk, RecTech, in Easy Facility. We had initial meetings with a couple of them. They kind of have to hear what our wants were, and then we had to follow up and do another demo. Our problem, I guess I shouldn't say problem, but our difficulty is right now is we're paying for 2 softwares because Easy Facility is the best by far for all things rental and gym related. So just to give you a quick background, so Easy Facility shows us a schedule that has all on the left-hand side, and I can send a screenshot to you through email so that it's easy for a visual. But on the left-hand side, all our gymnasiums and fields, and then at the top, it's basically a timeline. So it starts at 8 o'clock and it goes through the night. We put every rental in this software, and the janitors are able to see this, the school department's able to see this, DBW is able to see this as a view only, so they can go in and the DBW can say, all right, there's a high school lacrosse game today at 3 o'clock, we gotta make sure the bathrooms are open and stuff like that. So visually and the accessibility with how much gym rentals and turf space that we use, it is ideal. We have sat with every company and nothing matches that. When we first started with Easy Facility was when Michael started, so about 13 years ago. They just didn't have that user-friendly for programming on the recreation side. I did meet with them last Thursday, and they showed me a whole new side. They have had updates. There is a way for you to sign in now as a customer and register and put it in your cart. So that was one of the biggest features. So like, for example, Lily, there's 7 Martinez's, so if her mom was gonna go register her, she had to register her, check out and pay, then register another sibling, check out and pay, and so forth. So it was just not feasible for someone with multiple children or someone who's trying to sign up for multiple programming. That's why we liked Community Pass, because there was a way for you to just add it to cart, and it made it a little bit simpler. With the updates with Easy Facility, they have now changed that. You are able to add it to cart. They, like I said, you now have a customer side, so the other side of Easy Facility was they had to call to register for anything. So I don't know if you know us, but in the summer, we are extremely busy, and we're in a lot of different locations at one time. So when the phones are ringing off the hook, it just wasn't a good way for us to serve the community because we weren't able to get to all the phone calls. So changing over to Community Pass alleviated that because people were able to go through on their own. Now, hopefully with the Easy Facility, with the changes, I think that it's going to be more helpful, but Michael has to sit down on a call with them this week to just finalize and see if he likes the way that it looks from a customer service side, so, yeah.
Just a quick question. So you're saying multiple departments can see like the city and also maintenance. Is it possible for the community to see it, to see the scheduling of the rentals? And the question comes behind is because I get, space is limited. And when some people reach out to us or ask me like, oh, why is it, I ask for a rental and they say it's busy, but I go there and it's empty. Is there a way to find out like who's renting it, why it's not being utilized? If somebody rented, okay, that's great. That is some income for the department, but at the same time, it's not being utilized. Is there any way to have the option for the public to see this and maybe follow up? Because there are kids that would like to use the space for coaching or different activities. And is that possible?
So I would love to answer that, but that is definitely a Michael question. He will have a better answer to that, but tomorrow when I go in, I will follow up with him and see if he can send out an email to all you guys, or we can save it for the next meeting, whatever you want to do, and put it on the agenda.
Thank you so much. But it is, I get that question a lot, especially for kids trying to get space for soccer mainly. That's what they call me about and say, what can be done? And they say, oh, it's empty. They say, oh, probably it's rented if they didn't allow it. But thank you if you can find out. Thank you.
Any other comments, questions? Okay, we'll close that one out. And then we're going to move on to discussions for meeting style. So this is how we're going to run our meetings moving forward. I know Shannon has provided a Roberts rule for us, so I'll let him speak on that.
Thank you. Right after the list of the parks and open space areas, you'll find the second handout. I assume that everyone is a little bit familiar with Robert's rules. I have been on other boards, and I've seen a lot of other boards and commissions run fairly rigid meetings. I don't think that we will need that. It's my suggestion that if we ever have like a hearing, that we kind of adopt this at that hearing. But if not, then we kind of go like we've been going. I think it works fine to have a more relaxed, open meeting.
Any other comments, questions?
Do you have extra? Yes. I'm sorry, I brought late. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So before I left work today, Michael did want to say that he kind of agrees with the roundtable meeting. Michael's a talker, and he likes to feel more that like he's in a community setting and talking with friends than in a formal, I should say, meeting like this. He's open to the idea of it being televised. He's okay, but he said that he's more than welcome to utilize the rec center as a location where you guys could be in a more comfortable setting rather than trying to look left and right to see each other. So I think that he was going to talk with Revere TV, but he said he was more than willing to, if we wanted to, and have the same open meeting regulations that we have to follow, like the public's allowed to come and so forth and so on, but just so that might be a little bit easier for you guys to form a discussion. So he did want me to put that out on the table.
I like that idea. I really do.
I like that. I like how we can, when it comes to a bigger discussion, bring in Robert's rules so that we do stick to, something that's going to keep it very simple, very justified. As far as like just how we're meeting now, I'm okay with that. I think it is good to have a communication and the sense of like we're all here together for the same purpose. Anybody else? Do we have all in favor, all opposed to that?
I'm in favor.
I was going to say the pomp and circumstance of this room has always made me a little uncomfortable, so I vote in favor as well.
I'm in favor.
In favor.
Okay, so we will adapt to a little bit of a roundtable with Robert's rules when it comes to decision-making. And then we're going to move on to, so we'll close that out for now. We'll go on to public comment. There's no public. A nice quiet room. One thing I did want to put out is I had a parent reach out. She did want to remain anonymous, but she did ask me to read just her thoughts on the whole communication thing and everything. So her two main concerns were that the communication and technology, and then just a little bit of the decision-making regarding programming. So communication in Parks and Recs Department to the community at large can be inconsistent at best. Information regarding events and programs will vary widely across Facebook, Instagram, the website, in-person flyers, and weekly emails. Flyers distributed in person will list one time and location, while social media may have a different time and location posted. And they were not very kind of your community pass, which it sounds like you guys are in the same way. So, and then the only other concern she had was some of the programming. So I guess she signed up for the soccer recently, and it has become a very popular thing. And it seemed like that there was a lot of kids. So they just asked if, when you guys have programming, and if you have a huge turnout, if we could add more sessions to kind of break it up a little bit. But it sounds like you guys are already in the works of getting a better programming for that. Any other public comment? Okay. And then I think that's it for today. Anybody have anything they want to add?
Jacqueline, did you want to speak about the budget at all, or?
I think we can save that one for the next one where they're still finishing up the programming. Because I think it'd be good to kind of put those two and two together with how you guys are budgeting for everything so that we can.
Okay, I'll carry that over on the next agenda. Also, moving forward, do you want to speak about how we all get agenda items on the agenda?
Yes, if you don't mind helping me through that one, as you've had experience before, what you think the best approach would be for that?
Sure. I think an easy way for us to do it would be to communicate directly with you, and also have like an email posted on our commission webpage, so that people could reach out to me, and maybe I could take a little bit of burden off of the correspondence, and filter those to you. If we could set up something like that, like a contact email for the Parks and Rec Commission, and then those would go copy to you, copy to me, copy to the other officer.
Yeah, that could work.
I just have one question regarding the budget. Was there something in specific that you guys wanted to talk about that I could send off to Michael? Like, I know it's on the agenda, I don't want to not, but if I could try my best to try to get an answer to Michael that way, if you guys have something lingering rather than waiting 2 months for a response, I could do my best. I can tell you that the money that is allocated for events, we try to use it, we call them our big four, so that is our 4th of July event, Fright Night, tree lighting, and I am missing one. It's going to come with me. But that's where like a lot of our money goes. 4th of July alone costs over $10,000. So he didn't want me to mention that. And then field maintenance and stuff like that. So our baseball fields, we actually have 3 colleges now use our Griswold Field Complex as their home fields, which is wonderful. That brings in a lot of revenue, but it's also cool to see our field and our city being used on the collegiate level. And we also have our high school teams playing on those fields, as well as Malden Catholic now uses that for their home softball field. So he did want me to mention that, but if there's anything pressing that you guys want, like for Michael to kind of reach out, because he sits in the budget meetings with Rich Risque, I'd be more than happy to pass along any questions or messages for him.
I just have a question. When does the budget meetings, like what month does that happen, and when would he need input?
Sure. So I know that they started in March, and they meet a couple of times. I know that he had one 2 weeks ago. So they have already started, and they're in like the final process of their budget, from what I have gathered. Obviously, it's between the auditor and the director, so I'm not too keen on what is said, but I know that they do start I want to say the first one might be in February, but it is definitely in March. And they are in the finalizing stages of the budget right now.
For next year?
So
Or-
our fiscal year is in July, so of July 1st.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. Then we call this Parks and Recs Commission adjourned. Do I have a second?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I second.